see it.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
That song makes me happy. Welcome to the TiVoMike Show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I forgot to say it on yesterday's episode. And if you didn't do it, then how dare you not do that? It's YouTube, not Tube You.
That's right.
I'm TiVoMike, your humble host and follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm here with my best friend, the show's entertainment guru, Mike from Woonsocket, Rhode Island in the northeast of America, Warner.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
You know what's up? Our taxes. Thanks, Biden, our president. Hashtag follow science. It's now time for today's recap of Chicago P.D. Season 9, Episode 5, Burnside. Boom shakalaka to the cat's meow. Gonna make a shirt for that. Okay. That's gonna be a long t-shirt. All right. It's only gonna be for fat guys. Hey, man. As the team works to solve a deadly shooting, what other kind of shooting would there be? In Burnside, Atwater, he's still part of the show, remember him? Realizes he has a very personal connection to the case. But before we begin with that, I have a small gripe. I'm going to leave it less than 1 minute. I know my things can go long, not this time. It's really concise. How in the flip do you have, what's her name? The girl who's dating Mr. Morals?
Hailey.
Listen, Hailey, can we talk? Hashtag Hailey, let's talk. You are falling apart. I can't sleep because I shot a bad guy. I'm a cop who doesn't like when I shoot with my gun and stuff. And so I don't know how to like live and how to be normal because I shot a criminal while being a criminal. And he was a criminal against my own friend and colleague. But I had to shoot that gun, you know, the bang bang. And I don't know how to live. And so I'm going to break down in front of my moral detective boyfriend. And I can't live. Next episode. Totally fine. Let's move on. So, you break. Oh, and what's the girl who got broken who don't know how to hold her windows up and go with people?
Burgess.
Thank you. Burgess beat up, had a black eye, and you had more black on your face than Michael Jackson. And all of a sudden now you find Miss Covergirl. You're totally good too. You can walk. You're not reaching for waffles and going, I have to reach for a waffle for my daughter. Oh, everything hurts. I need a desk job. I want to go back home. I've already asked 2 questions and figured out this criminal's life, but I'm so sad because I almost got killed being stupid. So all of that's gone. So you ruined the team. Then you told her Hailey. Then you had Hailey crush Jay. The only thing you knew he cared about was morals. And he had, out of convenience, looked at who he could date on the team. Said, well, Burgess is taken. All their people are dudes. And he goes, and I made sure I checked my contract real close. So that leaves you, Hailey. So you got to be good. You can't be a Voight. All I care about is that you are not a Voight. Then Voight, who cares about the social interactions of his team, enough said to Hailey, keep it shut. I do this for a living.
Right.
This wasn't even a hard one. Shut up. You shot a criminal. You're a cop in Chicago.
Right.
She goes, oh,
and he wasn't black.
And he wasn't black. So it was all good. Everyone cared. No one walked out at Netflix. They all loved this storyline. Everyone's fine.
Right.
Right? Dave Chappelle did not have to say anything about this.
Right.
And that, follow the science. And then here you have Miss Hailey. The one job you had. You made yourself hard to get. But then you let yourself get. And then now you finally got. And now you're going to say, the only thing that's going to break him apart is right after he gets a blast from the past like it's Back to the Future with some dude from the 20s who hurt his feelings. Fresh off of that, he goes home. What did you do? Yeah, I just did everything you didn't like. I killed the guy, kept it from you, hid it. Me and Voight got this, and so. Really? Now I got to go punch my boss. He's got to be understandable. Thank God he is. He didn't visit our house with a gun. But now I'm sleeping with a criminal. I have these morals. That's the only thing I cared about was the moral. And then because you can't sleep, because your kids come. Now you fine? You blew this up, and you're fine now. Burgess is fine. She can fight Mike Tyson. She looks like CoverGirl with her new makeup. She's good. Not looking for a desk job again at all. She's ready to go into this thing. She was never looking for desk job. Yeah, she wanted some cover, and you made a whole big deal that your boyfriend had to go and ask Trudy to go from upstairs and downstairs, and Voight had to find out and get you on the case, make sure you stayed on the case. Did I miss the beginning where they said 45 years later, punched in the face, he's let it go? I knew he would because that's his character. He doesn't care, and he understood exactly what Jade happens. But he has no scene. I think as a fan, I was entitled to a scene between Voight and Hailey where he punches her in the face. Or where Jade just doesn't show up and darken the doorway to Hailey, and we surmise what happened. No, I actually want to see what happened. What show is this? Game of Thrones? Okay, I got it off my chest. Now let's move on to the more interesting storyline of what's going on. It was not under a minute. So mad.
So, I will say, I loved this episode for what it did. And I truthfully think, as much as these type of storylines would normally irk me, they're doing it with the right writing and the best choice of actor to do it. Leroyce,
absolutely.
Leroyce, I'm calling him.
Yeah.
Atwater's name is Kevin Atwater, and I think his real name is Leroyce Hawkins. But he is like one of the best. Yeah, Leroyce Hawkins.
He's so entertainment guru.
He's just
that he has to have the real name. He just can't say Atwater.
I was trying, but it wouldn't stay by itself. But his caliber of acting, I've never seen him in anything before this, but his caliber and delivery, so good. It's not cheesy.
Nope.
It's not Family Matters-y.
Not After School Special.
Right. But you still get the same frustration. Like, yes. I feel his moment.
I felt it.
When she said, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Don't tell her you're a cop." Like, that was the first thing I said.
I said, just say you work for the city. And then he did. I was like, thank God.
Because the minute you say that, it's going to become a whole new thing. Because she does non-charity work for Black Lives Matter and whatever. So I was like, please don't. So even I was rooting for him to keep this, like, under. I was really upset that they gave her, so that when they gave her the extra minute and he woke up, I think they woke up in the house and she was leaving. I was like, they're going to make her part of this storyline on the way I don't want her to be because they gave her so much extra minutes.
Every time he hits it and quits it, the writer said, you ain't going to quit it.
And he wasn't trying to quit it, and then now you make her part of the problem?
And right away. Right, it wasn't like, maybe 3 episodes later.
Right.
It'll be like after we get to know her even more, and they love, nope. It's like right away.
But they tell it so good that you can't even get mad.
No.
So it's like...
whoever wrote this episode, write all episodes.
Right, because it was...
I don't know how you did it. Because I just was like,
this what it's going to be about? I even like that he tried to tell her.
Yeah, in his own way.
But he said, no, you're not allowed to do that.
And she knew. And then she go, but let's just get some beer.
I don't even want to have this conversation.
Yeah, I don't have this. You clearly are upset too that you lost them.
You're really upset about this, and I just hit you with. They said the cops in the car with him were black. Right. So
and it was almost like when you say something when you're fighting with somebody, and you said something that you can't take back, and you realize it. Oh, right. Crap. So when she said, and they were all, and guess what? They were black. He goes, how did you? No witnesses. She's like, oh, he was probably one of them.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he could have died too.
Right. And that's the thing, because she's so vitriol.
Yeah, sure.
Now, it's a
so
good vitriol. It's a
Yes.
passionate vitriol, because when the reality came, and this is so, I didn't like this scene.
Right.
I wanted the person questioning Atwater to be white.
Which one
So
was
when
it?
they made it a black woman, the social worker or the assistant district attorney,
Oh, yeah.
I wanted it to be a white person delivering that we're going to charge him as an adult. Because I didn't want them to pin it. But I like how she goes, go ahead, every name you calling me in your head, they've been throwing at you.
You can call. And here's why you needed that scene.
You did.
Because
You did
as
need
everybody's
it.
watching this episode, you already know the episode.
Right.
The killing of innocent black guy who was ex-gang. He wasn't involved anymore. He had changed his life around. He had found Jesus. We like that here on our show. We are pro-Jesus.
Right.
You know, Satan has his own church.
Right.
But Jesus he's on the throne.
That's right.
Quite literally, he's on the throne right now. Anyway,
Amen.
So it's really cool. Stay there. We're not in a rush. Okay, I know it's tempting with this COVID stuff and follow the science. Stay there. So he had changed his life, fixing other people's right, being a champion, which is what I think we want in our community.
Right.
And then, of course, hit some innocent people too. So there was, of course, this huge shooting, and then a driver, and they caught him on video. They happened to be black, and all these other things. So now we're figuring out who did it. 2 seconds later, it's the girlfriend is somehow tied into the groups to give him a safe space or whatever. So when all this is going down, I'm like, hold on. They're going to mess this up.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to do this. So by the time we get to the end, they made the driver, they gave him the best story possible.
Right. The best outcome possible, right.
Yeah, he only lied. They could have made it where he didn't lie, but he did lie when he said he didn't know where he was going.
Right.
So he did lie about that, and me as Mr. I'm Jay Halstead, I was mad at that one part, but I let it go in the context of everything else. But so I moved on, but I was like, you did lie, you did know, you could have everything else. But anyway, so you had that, and then of course they kill him, because he is black and he's on camera. That's what happens. So they took him away, but with this scene that Mike's talking about, where now at the end, now we have this guy. We have the guy that we really wanted.
The guy who was responsible, right?
Who don't every show we have with this? Oh, we're not going to prosecute this little person because we care about the bigger enterprise,
right?
We care about the person in Australia who's stringing along the world or whatever, dumb stuff. So. Not in this case. No, we went with the little people too. We're not giving him a deal if he's willing to turn, whatever. So that was kind of, I said, they're really sticking a knife in. So instead, they're going to prosecute him as an adult, even though he's 15.
Right.
So when I saw, because they didn't show who was saying it yet when they started the scene.
Right. And that's why as soon as they started talking, I'm like, they're going to do it. They're going to do it to us now.
But I think here's the thing.
It would have been
could have
divisive
done it with a white character.
But it would have been divisive. And
I
know they don't
been
want
perceived by some to be divided. Because if they made it a white person saying the same thing, then what could have happened was people who already are divisive or racist or whatever will just go, we'll see. So that wouldn't really move the needle.
Worked, right.
And if they put the black person there, the racist and divisive people are still mad, but they keep it internal.
Right. They won't get canceled.
Yeah, they don't get canceled. No hashtags on Twitter.
Right.
No free the fiction or leave fictional Chicago blacks the F alone. That's too long of a hashtag. So I was like, I like that they did that. But what was so good about that scene was I wanted them to maybe go further with that scene. I know they had to rush it at the end, but when she said, we're going over the evidence and we're going to charge him as an adult, I love that Atwater did not stay quiet. He said, well, what the fuck is that? He gave his case. It wasn't on emotion. He gave facts. He goes, this, that, and the third.
And that's what I liked. So that's what they're doing so good. Like, so Dick Wolf and the writers, you do it on SV too, so you're good at how you spin this. But I like that instead of letting it become the emotional part, the part we all see,
right,
the part we all want to keep saying is real.
Thank you.
You say, no, he's going to fight it. Atwater's always been fighting for the injustice of black since he's become a cop.
Right.
He's only gotten more aggressive since he got into some clout with intelligence, because now he has a position in which he can do so. But he's not going to slip up and let it catch him emotionally.
Right.
He every time he's ever argued it, we know the stuff. We saw him tell the kid in the hallway, ask for a lawyer. But right you away. Want him to do that because it stays true to his character's fight for giving everybody equal justice.
Thank you.
He already knows if he went in that room, it's not that the other cops don't want to give him justice, but they want to solve this case.
Right.
And he's not smart enough to know as a young kid that he doesn't have to say anything. So the first thing he's going to do is start talking. So right. Atwater did what a mentor of someone who's trying to change the narrative would do, the right. way they would do it.
After the key difference with it, which is why you, as a fan watching it, you didn't get upset with him having that conversation in the
hall.
In the hall. Had they had that scene without him meeting the kid in the previous scene and telling
right.
the story, then
everyone's
upset still,
right?
Because now the blacks are just kind of ganging up.
Now we're turning into Survivor
somehow.
The cookout,
right? Like, what are you doing? More of that mess. The show that will not be named anymore. The most racist. Anyway, just imagine the white. Anyway, so he's in that. So as a fan of the show, we see again, we're not cool with gray. We're cool with things that look gray,
right?
But
right.
are really white and black,
right? Right.
We love Voight because he will shoot and kill you. But he will do it because he has found the evidence first that you are guilty.
Right.
He's not just going to willy-nilly, I think I'm really haven't shot anybody recently. I'm ready to shoot again. Bring back shoot again. So it's like, oh, no, that person is wrong. And the court's going to mess it up, so we don't have enough time for that. Pow, pow. So when you're watching it, you're not associating it with this bad cop does whatever we think other bad cops do.
Right.
We're really kind of secretly rooting. I wish all cops were like this, actually.
Right.
You knew the person's guilty first, then you pop out. Right? So it's almost like we're not going to admit this. I'm going to get in trouble for saying it out loud. But we all won't admit it, but it's in our mind. If the story on the news, and I'm talking about real life now. Picture real Chicago, real Mississippi, real Texas, real California, real New York, real Rhode Island, real Oregon. There's a news story, and it says a kid who's 15 got shot by an active gang member, also 15, 16, or whatever years old. And the cop shot the shooter in the back of the head while they were running. Cop didn't say, stop, I want to arrest you. I just saw you shoot so-and-so. I just shot you in the back of the head. Now, imagine if that storyline got out, right? Like, oh, cop shot, boom, all of this. And it's on that dash cam thing.
Yeah.
We're all outwardly angry.
Right.
How dare you not arrest the person?
Right.
Right? When that Ron Burgundy style journalist on the anchor woman or anchor man is done saying that storyline, they move on to Fluffy the cat stuck in a tree. We secretly go, good, because he was evil. Yeah, he was bad. That gang member he shot the guy who was in custody. They were doing the right thing by that. They were giving him due justice. He could have probably got off. He maybe had a lawyer. He had a shot at life. And he shot him just because, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, but still not going to say it out loud because we don't want you just shooting people, even if they're guilty like that, to say it out loud. But we are kind of secretly going, good. Now, same story, no dash cam. We don't know if this dude is the one who shot the kid, none of that. And we hear this cop shot a 15-year-old
while
running away in the back of the skull. And they get more detail. The skull blew up. Skull fell out of the face and hit a tree and killed a cat. Right? Just like the most horrific story. We're ready to fire that cop. How dare, what in the world? And the cop says in his, whatever that's called, the meeting.
The conference.
The conference. He goes, listen, the guy did it and I know he did it. Well, now, we don't really know. You have an incentive to say you're sure.
Right.
But we don't like that.
Right.
Because we didn't get no due justice. We don't know the circle. We're not so mad that he didn't get due justice. We're going to outwardly say we're mad about no due justice. What we really mean is we don't like when we don't know that the right person got theirs.
Right, exactly.
And with this scene in this episode of this show, what made it so good is that everybody got theirs.
Right.
We had that talk and the scene could have gone so wrong.
Oh, so fast.
But
so fast.
Her in the room, him there explaining, and he goes, listen, just what happened? Did you know where you were going? Yeah, I did. Okay, so then, but he was going to kill him anyway if he didn't do. Okay, good. So now this is all stuff that would never be in real life available to us to know.
Right.
So that's why everything on the news, no matter what it is, we're going to be divided because there's a law and order people, like certain people, who will say, good, shoot people and kill people and go to the jail and go under the jail. And then there's the people on the left who, the free the person because they're of the wrong color and they had a bad mammy and daddy was gone and they were kicked as a kid worse than puppies were or whatever, and they have reasons why they shot 13 people in a room.
Right.
But they don't know how to read. And those people. And we're allowed to be at odds.
Right.
We don't really know. We only know, again, what was able to be proven.
Right.
Right. Well, the guy did know where they were going. This all we would know from the TV. Oh, he knew. Okay. And you're part of a criminal conspiracy. Good. Right. But really, no, that really was justice in this case because we got to know inside the room.
Right.
We got to see, he did know, but now we all put ourselves in this position. Okay, if I was 15 and for whatever reason I'm already in this life, doesn't matter why, get over that, right? Move beyond judgment. We're in that life. Now I'm in that life. I know where I'm supposed to go. We're supposed to go to Wendy's. And I'm putting two and two together. He's going to have to shoot somebody at Wendy's because they're hurting our enterprise.
Right. Which
I love that you think one dude is going to change drugs. Oh, my God. If he is successful, there won't be any money in drugs anymore. It's crazy. Listen, if they could, Walmart would be selling it, okay? Right. That's fine. Right. Not going anywhere. Wait till Amazon overnights your drugs. So, all of a sudden, the guy shoots him, but he's like, hey, he would have gotten killed if he said no to doing this. What was the guy's name? It's okay. I just because I don't know nobody's name.
It's funny because I had it earlier. I was gonna say I forgot all what it was. So mad.
But whoever this ruler is,
we'll
call him Floyd. So he was running the thing allegedly,
right?
Floyd, and he says, "Go and do all this," and he's gonna kill you. But now we're like, okay, I see. You're kind of in a bad thing. You should get some trouble.
Right.
But you're probably more helpful.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We can't throw you. We should give. You are who we'd want to get the deal too.
Exactly. If I had to pick someone out of this situation to get the deal, it's you.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So now when you have the next scene and he gives him that thing in the hallway, now everyone's on board. People who love the law, people that love freeing blacks because they're black, everybody's happy with it because, one, he didn't do anything wrong. Only office politics did wrong by telling, because you want the criminal not to know, you want them to obviously know their rights, but you want them to be so confused they don't employ their rights.
Right.
Only, not because that's our end game, but because we just want justice served. And all these rules we have are really just because we can't trust anyone.
Right.
Right? We can't give police a free. We can't say, well, you're the government. We trust y'all.
Right.
So there are no constitutional rules. It's just go, because we know, you would just go only get the bad guys, right? Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. We don't know. So we have to create rules. And then on the other side with the civilians, we can't just say, hey, let's be in a society where there are no rules, because civilians obviously don't want to hurt each other. They just want to live their lives and grow up. And
right. And you can't, because you do it, but then what? Then it's like anarchy. Now
you got to fight, because we know everyone's flawed. The Bible says that the heart is exceedingly evil and wicked. Who could know it? So the rules are only there to guard, hopefully, enough as it can, really, guard against our bad
intention.
Yes. Exactly. So here you had this guy who had bad intentions, that he got into the life. Then, like anyone, we're not all one thing. You're still kind of good while you're in it. He wasn't just willy-nilly saying, oh, now that you shot him, shoot her too.
Right.
And then shoot them. Let's just go shooting, because you have 8 more bullets.
Even so, and I love that you brought this up too, because so when they kill the dude in the back of the car,
after he was crying,
I was more mad. I was more mad that it was the guy that he took with him that he took to do the shooting.
Thank you.
But I was more. This scene hit me hard because again. Leroyce Hawkins, what you do with this role. Like, I need this brother in movies. Like, he needs to be big screen so everyone can see him. Because not everyone...
He should have been on Bright. He would have taken that to another level.
I don't know. I couldn't handle that for him. That's too much for me. He's emotional. Like, he
does. Bright, when he yells...
Bright would have been like... it would have messed up Bright.
Oh, you
because
think so?
Bright was just like the... the light of melanin... approach to such a tough topic.
The Uncle Phil version,
right? He would have given us like
not Jazzy Jeff version.
No, not he. If Leroyce did that, it would have been like Denzel in Training Day.
Wow, yeah,
because he would have been like he's too good with that delivery.
Oh, that is good.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't even know what to do.
Training Day. Yeah, now because the end scene with Atwater, when he hits that ground,
right?
I
felt all that emotion when especially when he grabbed the key. He's like, "What? Was it worth it?" Like even now,
was
it worth it? I was just like, "Oh, he's not trying to say we got to save everybody."
No,
but it's like
he's like, "Really?
Yeah.
What did you do? Now your life's ruined,
right?"
And when he did that, and remember, it happened right after. He thought Voight was going to give him a speech.
Right.
I was like, I'm not giving no speech.
Right.
I just got punched in the face. I'm processing, letting go. I'm in a Zen-like state for now.
Right.
You know. But he goes, I can appreciate and I respect the hell out of you that this case is touching you in a different way than it's touching me. That's all he had to say.
Right.
So then, by the time that scene happens and he screams at the kid and he says, was it worth it? Why? And I don't know what I thought he was going to do, like wail out on him just out of frustration, not out of vengeance.
Right.
Where the cops had to pull him off. You know, it's like,
well, no.
Because he's being calm.
But
he was like, what's wrong? And then they let him be.
Right. But you know what it was is, and that's the thing that's the thing about the scene, because the reason the scene was so powerful is, I don't want to say it because people are going to get so mad, but it's because
if Atwater you do, let us know in the comments how mad you are. That helps the YouTube
Atwater
algorithm.
knows that if these unis, the uniform officers, roll up and this kid is fighting, he's going to get shot. Atwater knows that. Atwater can't change that narrative. But what he can do is stop them from responding in a way that alludes to them being shot. Right. So when he's like, stop fighting, and he
goes, don't do it. Don't fight back right now.
He got so brolic, and he slammed this dude down.
He said, don't you dare. And notice in that scene when he says, don't fight, he's using both hands to hold his both hands.
Right.
He's not holding one hand to grab the gun in the other.
Right, exactly. He's de-escalating it very aggressively.
Very aggressively. Because what was beautiful about the scene, I think it was why it made me cry, and when you brought up Training Day, that's such a powerful thing, is Denzel's character in Training Day is what Voight stated to Atwater.
Right.
He said, this job sucks your soul, or some phraseology to that, and yet you stay. You fight to stay. Training Day is what happens when you let it
take your soul.
Right. So it was two sides of the same coin. So when the end of Training Day happens and he gets his justice, it was cathartic. You liked it. But when you, on reflection, you cry later thinking about it, like, well, what happened to him? When did it shift? Life did he go from, let me be that, to now I'm just like everyone else of the typical corrupt nature? And then you see Atwater. So in the scene, he just sees the kid shot. He was already feeling a certain type of way. Now the kid's dead after he did his best to save his life. Now he's mad, or frustrated is a better word, with this is not finished.
Right.
Like, everyone's in custody. So yet that Floyd guy, or whoever his name is in the show, got word to this kid, go get him, and knew where he'd be. So when he's chasing him, he's not, like none of us in that moment, we felt his thing when we weren't really mad at the kid. We were pissed and we were sad, but we were also sad for him at the same time. And it was like, I won't tell the whole story because it can go to a longer story, so I'll just generalize it. But parents have had a time, hopefully they don't, but have had a time when your kid was missing, or you just couldn't find them. And you, long enough, I mean, it could have been 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, but it would, a certain time frame clicked where you entertained briefly they could be dead. Just briefly. Whenever that thing is. Some people, it's like after 10 seconds. If I can't find. More people, it's like, okay, it's been 10 minutes. I texted, I called, or whatever. I looked at their friends' houses. No one knows where they are. Okay, now I'm freaked out. I'm going to still be whatever, but in my mind, I've entertained. Did I lose my kid? Then the kid shows up, and what is it? Oh, they're eating ice cream. They didn't do. And that scene when you grab the kid, you know, what were you? And you're shaking, you're angry, but you're so relieved.
Yes.
But the place they took you to, and so he has it as like this parental moment, like, what did you do? You know, you killed him, and you killed yourself. This is over for you. 2 cops, witness, you're done. Chicago, it's over. Whatever you could have, you've been used to flip against the other dude who we wanted. We're done with you. Like, it was all of that in that moment. So I just love the feels. It did it. It properly, kept it concise. It didn't make it to be continued.
Well,
now we got to chase him down, and he goes off and hurts Burgess again, and then Hailey has to shoot him again and hide it again, and I can't understand. I killed a bad guy. That's what I'm saying. So let's hit it on both fronts. That's all. It's not a one or the other. It's not. We have to do pick. And we not. And the fake outrage on the both sides is making it sound like the other side doesn't care about that side. No, we need the liberals to care about those criminals. You know, we need that, and we need the conservatives to care about policing and the government and holding standards and not having the soft bigotry of low expectations because they were just monkeys. Of course, they're going to be dangerous and stuff because they don't know how to read right. So no low expectations. Expect the best. You need to live in your neighborhood in Crenshaw the same way you would live if you lived in Beverly Hills. You want to do crack? Do it in your room, in your basement, in your kitchen. Keep it inside. Do it like the show Weeds. Do it in your, suntan area. Keep it inside. Don't have beef on the corner. If you want to sell yourself on the corner, great. It's a product that sells itself, right? But if you also want to sell drugs, that's not a violent crime. Drug dealing and selling, that's a fine. It's a fine enterprise. I would do it. It makes a lot of money. I don't do it because I've seen Breaking Bad, and I'm going to sell it to my friends, and let's say I get my floor here. All these people on the 8th floor, I'm their crack dealer. Perfect. I make money. Everybody gets crack. Everybody knows this crack. I have all the crack. I have the best crack. Okay? I'm like, here you go. Yours is $5 a pound or whatever I sell it for and make millions of dollars. But then there's going to be some fool on the 9th floor who also wants to sell crack. And he's not happy with the 9th floor.
Right.
He's like, oh, I got Amazon ambitions. I need to expand like Walmart and go to the 8th floor too. And they go, oh, actually, Jefferson has the 8th floor. You can do the 9th floor. Well, why is he got the 8th floor? Well, he just moved in first. He was, he put up the flyer first. He had a meeting. They all agreed. Well, F that. Oh, so what are you going to do? You're going to offer a better product at a lower rate and compete and stuff like that? He's got to. No, I'm just going to shoot him. Oh, that seems violent. Yeah, and if the cops come in and try to shoot me, they're the bad guys. See what I mean? So if you're going to compete, this is to the drug dealers. This is the more you know. Compete like you guys always want to use the term, if I was a white man owning the business, I'd be rich and y'all wouldn't mess with me. And yeah, you know why? They don't. Bezos doesn't shoot the Waltons.
Right.
He just said, oh, y'all got all the stores, huh? Okay. But you're not online like the way I'm online. Here's what I'll do. I'll get them 2 days. I'll get them same day. I'll keep fighting for that. And they go, good luck. People are still going to come to our Walmarts. Just watch. And then Walmart lost and lost and lost and lost. And then they shot him. Bezos is dead. No. They had a good opportunity when he went to space. They could say, oh, this happened to be an accident. Nope, they didn't do that. They go, hey, we have our own blue box. And we'll arrive it faster and we'll give you a hug. So drug dealers should do the same thing. Right? It don't got to be violent. Make a better product.
Right.
You get buy one, get one free. A referral program. You get free crack when you get a new client of your friend to buy my crack. You get your free crack for next week. Does that help out?
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Then kids don't get shot in the car at 15 years old.
Right.
He's 15. He's dead. He's 15. He might as well be dead. And meanwhile, this 40-year-old dude is going to probably get away. He probably on some technicality of some. He probably owns Beats or something. But I want more episodes like this because it was just
well written. Everyone was in their lane. It was like
beautifully
right.
And Hailey's fine now. Now that she destroyed Jay, it's all good. And Burgess she can reach for waffles without. So I'm happy. Everybody's winning. What's a good line from? I love this thing. Really? Well, not anymore. The only thing you'll be watching is Deep Sea Aladdin. Bye-bye.
The TiVoMike Show is produced by Michael Jefferson. Our soundboard operator is Mike Warner, and our theme music is by Eric Dano. A special thanks to all those to make it so we can be here, and to you, our great listeners. That's it for the TiVoMike Show. I'm Mike Warner. See you tomorrow when we guide the lost TV viewing saints through the myriad of banal TV shows amongst the low-hanging fruit to find the next great addictive series.